Testing. 1, 2. All right. Yo, I can't believe what just happened. All right. Looks like I have some editing to do. Um, yeah, I just had some crazy technical difficulty just now where the camera froze on me. So as soon as I went live, I went to switch the camera over, and all you saw was me closer to the camera, and I'm like bending down, and you see like the side of my face. Maybe I'll just keep it there. I'm not gonna edit that since I've already mentioned it. So yeah, YouTube. If you're listening to this episode already recorded and you're not watching live, go to YouTube and watch this. Anyway, about 4 minutes into this and got nothing done. Um, anyway, welcome back to the Fans Nest. I'm your host. This is where I always fail. I always fail with telling you who I am, except I think the last episode. Um, I'm your host, Daniel. Some of y'all know me as SP from my music background. And yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Um, if you are listening or watching, okay, forget it. Go to YouTube, look up Fancy Nuts with a PH, and you can see all of the podcast episodes there. And you could also listen to every single episode on every single podcast platform. If you don't know already, but I do my best. I don't keep up with this all the time. I don't post things all the time. Even though I should, because I saw a little bit of traction that I after I posted like one video this past weekend on TikTok. It had a lot to do with seeing Taylor Swift. I don't know, that video got a little over 1,000 for me. I've never had a video that had that much. I get one view and I'm like, oh right, somebody watched. But this had like 1,100 or over 1,100. I don't know what it has right now. Let me see. Let me had to put my phone on do not disturb, or else I don't know what's going to come on there and alert and text and notification and email and Twitter and Facebook, and you know how things could be sometimes. All right. As I mentioned, where you could listen, where you could watch, you could also join in the conversation live with me on YouTube, even after an episode. You could always comment. I think I fixed a problem where I didn't notice that after a show is recorded and it's available to rewatch on YouTube, I think the comment section was disabled, and I had no idea. So, I fixed it. I hope I did. And I think I have to fix it for every single episode after, because technology. We get technology problems. That's what it is. Problems. Um I'm also so about that again. Yeah, you could join in the conversation, tell me what you wanna tell me what you're thinking, what's on your mind. I could show it on the show. Literally, I could post your comment live on the show so other people could read it when they're watching. I'll also read it so those of you that actually like to listen to podcasts, which is the majority of you, which thank you for listening. Um, yeah, I could read the comments. I'm one of those people that actually like to listen to podcasts instead of watching, except for if it's the Kelseys. Um, and New Heights. I do listen to the episodes mostly when I'm working, but I like watching. I like watching their expressions. It's just hilarious how they how they're on that show. Some of those things. I am looking for a weekly co-host And by that I mean a co-host, multiple co-hosts. You know, come on the show once. I want a guest, like just guests. I'm trying to start something here. If you're interested, please let me know. Email me, the fans nest with a PH. THE. Do I have to spell it out? THEPHANSNEST at gmail.com. I almost forgot how to spell my own show's name. Did I even spell it right? THEPHANSNEST at gmail.com. Email me. Say, hey, I want to be a guest. Okay, we'll set it up. It would be nice. Instead of me just, talking by myself all the time, people will get to know you. I'm going to start reaching out to people. That'd be nice, right? Yeah. I'm also looking for future show segment ideas. So if you have an idea, shoot me some ideas. What I mean by that is, anything local and around the Philly area, tri-state area, that you think that I should check it out, talk about, buy into. I don't know. Like a featured place. I have not had a chance to do any of that yet, which would be nice. And I'm saying, like, if I see something that I'm driving past somewhere in, I don't know, Makunji. I think that name is weird. Funny, no disrespect, but I just think the name is funny, Makunji. If I go by, if I drive through Makunji and I see this little place that's a small business, not a big chain, and it looks interesting, I want to know about it. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it on this show. And whatever products they have or whatever they do, I want to talk about it and experience it. And I want to show it to you guys. Man, there's this I don't like to call them beer distributors. I call them beer stores. Beer stores. I'm from Jersey. I'm from South Jersey. Right outside of Philly. But I really like to call them beer stores because, out in Jersey, everything is in one place. We got the beer, we got the dark liquor, the clear liquor. We got it all in one place, one shop. Pennsylvania is a little different. Got to get everything in. Got to get beer in one store, and then everything else is in another store. I'm not a fan of that. So, not that it matters. I actually prefer the beer over everything else. Honestly, I would drink anything else. I would, except Hennessy. I've had a really bad moment with that one. What is the other thing that I like? I guess it really depends on what the dark liquor is. White liquor I could do. White liquor. Clear liquor I could do that really good. Vodka. Yeah. Tequila. Yes. Man, that Terramana though, I've had it in a while. The Rocks Terramana. I like that stuff. Oh, before I forget, let me write this down. There is something I want to talk about, and I'll talk about it after. I'll write it down. Okay. So before I get into anything else, let's get into this week's beer. This week's beer. All right. So I have my bag right here. My bag right here has the goods, the good stuff. And I said again, I say this every single week. I got excuse me, I haven't even drank anything yet, and I got like gassy burps going on. I did eat like an hour ago. So so what I got this week Oh, no, no, no. What I was saying is that this is my work bag. Again, I promise I do not bring this to work. And I say that because this is like the only um, cooler lunch bag I got, and I just keep forgetting to like get another one. But I really want to get one that like a nice little cooler that's for beer that probably has the Fantasy Nest logo on it. That'd be awesome. Anyway, so what I got in here is some good stuff, and I'm already guilty. I'm guilty that I've already had this, and every episode here, all the beer I've presented, every beer that I've featured on this show is beer that I've never had before. Now, this is the first time that I really, really wanted to have this one on the show because I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. And I really wanted to talk about it a little bit. A lot of it, actually. So let me take out my glass. And now the beer. I present to you El Segundo Brewing Company's Steve Austin's Broken Skull Double IPA. Now, it's not the regular IPA that people are used to, that you originally have seen. And it's not the what is it, the lager? I think it's lager. And it's not the lager. Even though I am a fan of both of those. I do like the lager. I haven't seen it in the store that I go to, but I saw this one. I'm like, you know what? I really want it. So I'm going to read the can, which says right there on the side, what you're holding in your fist is a little treat me and the guys down at El Segundo Brewing Company put together for you. It's a double dose of what you love, because why not? Y'all deserve it. Cheers. And, around the can, you see barbed wire. You see Steve Austin's skull on the bottom. On part of the other side of the can, it has rattlesnake. Because if you don't know, he has quite a few nicknames. One of them is the Texas rattlesnake, and then his signature is right here next to the rattlesnake. Let me see what else about him. This can is black. Now the original Broken Skull IPA is like a brownish tan can, and then the lager is all white. This one, I really like this one because it's that IPA. It's that. Let me just open it and just. Here we go. Let me just open it. Smell it. All right. And now to pour it. Oh, look at the fizzies. I'm excited. Pour it slowly. Now this one is it's like, the typical IPA. It is kind of hazy though. They don't call it a hazy IPA, but it does have the yellowish tint to it, the yellow hazy tint. So you can't really see through it, like other non-hazy IPAs. I do love the smell. Last couple shows, I said, this is my favorite flavor IPA. The citrus flavor. I'm just gonna sip it right now. I know what this tastes like. Oh, before I take a sip, cheers. There it is. It is one of the things I did forget is how thick it is. Oh man, it is just full of flavor. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like if I if IPA was a fruit and you bit into it, this is it. It like it oh man, it's just it's just full of flavor and got to be careful with this one because it's I think 8%. Yeah, 8% alcohol by volume. So it is if you're not careful, you can get drunk off of this fast depending on your body type. If you eaten anything, I'm going to put that to the side. It's going to be tasty. I'm afraid I might get drunk by the end of this show, which would be hilarious. But then again, that's what makes me ramble. That's what makes me ramble on, laugh. I'm one of those. So, anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of this thing a little bit. How far back can I go here? It's been a few years. First time I heard about it, I'm like, wait, Steve Austin finally has his own beer. Finally, we don't have to keep hearing about Steve Weisers. We don't have to keep hearing about. I grew up a big wrestling fan. I still am. I still watch it. I first got into wrestling by, once in a while I'd hear things like I'd hear wrestler names like Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, that whole era. NWO started they started up, and then I heard about Undertaker. Undertaker was still where he's new. He was fresh. He was wearing the all black with the purple. And then I was hearing about him wearing or not wearing. I was hearing about him, Undertaker versus Undertaker. I'm hearing the stories. I'm not watching it, but I'm hearing about it. It's just there. One of the other things I remember as a child is going to my cousin's house in New York. Cousins, uncles, my uncle and aunt's house. My cousin was watching TV. He was watching wrestling, WCW. And I remember seeing NWO. I don't know what was going on. And then I also remember him coming down the steps with a WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And I remember looking at that thing. I'm like, man, that thing looks awesome. Like it was, man, I loved it. But like I started just getting into it. Like I started becoming a big Undertaker fan. It was just his whole presence being felt, his just everything about him and his character. I went to my first Undertaker, or went to my first wrestling show in '97, I believe. My dad took me to a Raw's War in Atlantic City, so I could see Undertaker. It was Undertaker and Mankind teamed up to go against Shawn Michaels and, at the time, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Little did I know, that match is, or was pretty much the birth of DX, D-Generation X. Crazy. Fast forward, Steve Austin started becoming more and more relevant. At that time when I went to that show, he was out on injury after getting dumped on his neck from a pile driver from Owen Hart. So he was out. We saw a video of him. I wasn't a fan yet until I believe his feud with Mike Tyson, and that's what I believe what drew me into wrestling even more. It's like, man, what's Steve Austin gonna do now? Like I just wanted to see more and more and more, and I'm like, man, he's like the edgiest dude. Now fast forward within all these years, all these years, me becoming a huge fan of his. He finally has his own beer, and I'm like, this is awesome. I need to get it. So I kept going online, and this had been 2020, maybe Maybe before that. I don't know. I remember there was a WrestleMania, I believe, where he first came out with his beer, and I'm like, I need to try that. This is the original IPA, and I finally seen it in the store or something. I'm like, I gotta go get it. I got it, and I'm like, man, this is the greatest thing ever. Um, Fast forward again, I think it was 2020 or 2021, somewhere around there. Um, I had the uh, a replica of uh, his belt. Wow, what is his belt called? Rattlesnake belt. Yeah, smoking skull belt. I have a replica of a smoking skull belt. So it was around my birthday. I remember um I took a picture of it on the table next to his beer, and I said something to him like, "Hey, it's my birthday. Um, something. I don't remember what it was on Twitter. I said something around that line, and I said cheers. And what really um blew my mind was he retweeted. Not only retweeted, he commented as a whole new retweet, and said something about the champion of beers, and he said cheers right back to me. And I took that as as the first time that me and my childhood idol uh, we saluted each other, we cheers each other. So he ain't gonna watch this show, but Steve Austin, cheers, man. That made my day right there. That was like a great birthday present. I think the same year I got my car that year too. I think that was the same time. I could be wrong. I think my car. No. I got my car a year or two after that. Man, it's good. Yeah. So, and then the lager came out, and I tried that one, and I'm like, okay, it's lighter. It's lighter. I could drink more of it. It still tastes good to me. I could drink more of that. This one right here, I noticed this one maybe a year ago. I feel like it came out of nowhere. The double IPA. I think like I feel like it came out of nowhere. Like it's like, hey, here I am. I just saw it on the shelf out here in Pennsylvania, and I'm like, what? Like, all right, let me get that. So I did. Um, all right, let's move it on. About a half hour into nothing here. Um, so where was I last week? As some of you noticed, I didn't have a new one or new episode up last week. I wasn't live last week. I'm going to be very, very specific right now. Well, not very specific. I don't want to gross anybody out. Um, Tuesday, Tuesday night, I was sick. My stomach was bothering me. I don't know. I felt nauseous. I felt very tired. I'm like, you know what? I need to go to sleep. I went to sleep earlier than normal. Woke up around like 1 o'clock, and in the morning, felt like I slept like 10 hours, and then I, I just no, I'm not going to get too graphic here, but I went into I just went into the bathroom and I just like felt it, and I'm like I gotta get rid of this. So yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I had a stomach bug. 1 o'clock in the morning, I felt it. I felt better after that, but the entire I had a call out at work that Wednesday, last Wednesday. I I was still feeling nauseous, um, but I had no energy. I slept half of the day, and I was just like, I just felt dead to the world. There was like no way I could function at all last Wednesday, which is why I couldn't do the show. I just nope. I'm like, I can't think. I need to go to sleep. It was awful. It was uh, quite a few people I know had it. And it's crazy because I don't get get a stomach. I don't it's rare I get a stomach bug. But I got a stomach bug a month before that, I think. It was either November or sometime in December, which was about a month ago. Um, I just don't get them that often, but twice. I got it twice. I'm like, I don't get it, but some people got it. I don't know. So those of you that got it, I'm sorry. um, moving on. I see this show is going pretty fast right now because I just keep rambling on about other things. But the Eagles. Before I get into the Eagles, I was talking about wrestling a little bit. I was so happy. You know, Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is back in wrestling. He's back as a commentator. None of y'all probably care, but I was just happy. He's back on Monday Night Raw, WWE as a commentator, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm mentioning him because he is football. He uh he was a kicker or punter for the Colts at one point. Now he has his own show, the Pat McAfee Show. Um, I think you could see it on ESPN. I think, or maybe the NFL Network. I don't remember, one of those things. And now you could actually hear him commentate wrestling every Monday night. The man is hilarious. That's why I love that he's on the show, because some of the comments that he says, it's like, did Pat just say that? It's just it's hilarious sometimes. It's hilarious. Um, all right, now moving on. Moving on to football. Football, 100% here. We're half hour into the show here, and I blame technical issues. There was so much that I can talk about. I mean, I missed what, 2 weeks, just about 2 weeks worth, or a week? No, 2 weeks worth. About 2 weeks worth of stuff. So I'm going to do my best to catch up here. I didn't even get to talk about the divisional round. I mean, not that I really want to. Um, yeah, I really don't want to talk about the divisional round. There's nothing really to talk about because we're not in it. You know, we were one and done, which was exactly what I said that we were going to do. We were going to be one and done. I would have been surprised if we move forward. Yeah. Um. All right. So, make a long story short, divisional round. Ravens beat the Texans 34-10. Not that you care. The 40 Winers beat the Packers 24-21. Close scores. Oh, that was a close score. I don't remember what happened. I was so bummed out that week that I really didn't want to watch any of the games. To be honest, I heard some things. Um, Lions beat the Bucks 31-23. Good for you, Detroit, on that one. Then The Chiefs beat the Bills 27-24. Great. Which led to the conference championship round. Those games I watched. First it was let me see. I think it was first. I don't remember I do remember the difference here with the order. Chiefs versus Ravens. Chiefs beat the Ravens 17-10 in the AFC Championship. Woohoo. Pretty close game. Just by a touchdown. Pretty crazy. The one I really do want to talk about a little bit, the NFC Championship game, Lions lost to the 49ers 34-31. That game, yeah, I don't know how the Lions just let that happen. I don't remember the scoring difference, but in the entire first half, the Lions looked like they were about to beat the 49ers. They were dominating in the entire first half. I'm like, okay, take them out. Come on, take them out. I see you, Eminem. I see you, Eminem, giving the Niners fans the bird, flipping them the bird. I loved it. Like, all right, they got Eminem. I'm sitting here thinking, man, we're about to have Eminem and Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl together, which would have been wild. But nah, 49ers in that second half, they just came out of nowhere. And it's like the Lions just like lost themselves. Like, like what happened? Like what happened to you guys? The Lions just like folded and 49ers ended up winning 34-31, winning by a field goal. There's so much that the Lions could have done. But I don't know. It was a couple games that there was thoughts that I had. I don't remember which games they were. All I know is that that we have the Chiefs and 49ers in the Super Bowl this year. We've got a repeat. We've got a rematch. And you know what? Who am I going for? I'm definitely not going for the Niners. I'm going for the Chiefs. Now, before anybody wants to like hate on my choice right there, I'm over the whole thing of let's hate on the Chiefs. I'm over it. Okay, they beat us in the Super Bowl last year. I'm over it. I'm still hearing people complain and cry about it. Like we lost, we sucked. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. Jonathan Gannon just didn't see it coming. I do say that he screwed us out of that entire second half, and he didn't change a damn thing for our defense. But you know what? At the end of the day, we didn't step up. Didn't do anything. Pat Mahomes did Pat Mahomes things. The Chiefs did the Chiefs. They did what they did what they do. They made a huge comeback and they beat us. I'm over it. I don't even want to talk about that. And then we beat them at home this season, which was probably our I think that was our last good win this year. I mean, there's nothing else. They got Andy Reid. I liked Andy Reid. His time was up. Oh, that reminds me of something else I want to talk about that is not on here. I could care less about the Taylor Swift thing, but I do like Travis Kelce. Pat Mahomes I mean, I'm not. I don't know necessarily how to feel about him, how to feel about him right now. Except the man is not a cheater. Like we were calling Brady for all these years. We could say that he whines and complains like Tom Brady, but that's because the man is like so into winning that is like, okay, I get it. Like if you're a perfectionist and things aren't going your way, you're expecting things to go your way. You're going to complain. We all complain about things. Um, I'm not saying I'm a Mahomes fan. I'm just saying that he's a skilled quarterback. We've seen what he does. We've seen how he runs out of pockets, how accurate his passing is. He is a full package quarterback that nobody else in this league has. I can't even say that about Jalen right now. And I like Jalen. Obviously, I like Jalen. But if we had to compare between the two this season, I would hate to say it. I'd hate to say it, but like Mahomes, the dude is. Uh, I'm not even. Nah, I'm not even. I'm not even going to touch that. What was I saying? Yeah. Um, Andy Reid. Things I'm hearing about Andy Reid too, like people hating on him. No, what I've been hearing lately is how people are comparing. Oh, this irks me. People are like, "Why did we get rid of Andy? Why did we get rid of Andy Reid? Oh, that was we should have kept him. We could have got Pat Mahomes. That was a stupid move getting rid of him." My God, you guys are really saying this? I'm hearing people just like talk like how I don't know, bringing up the past with Andy Reid with us. Um, one of the things is, yeah, like I said, we should not have gotten rid of Andy Reid. People have said, but it's like, wait a minute, why not? Our time with him was up. He was with us for shoot, I don't even know how long he was with us for. He brought us to the Super Bowl in '04. We had I believe, another small playoff run the next year, and then it was just done and over after that. Like it was over. I remember 2012, 2013, I believe, like saying fire Andy, fire Andy. We were horrible. It was horrible. 2013 he got with the Chiefs is when he finally went with another team. So what I want to know is why are we talking about this fucking 11 years later? That was 11 years ago. So much has happened since then. Why are we comparing back then? The last time he brought us to the Super Bowl was '04. The other thing people are talking about is why couldn't Andy bring it to the Super Bowl as much as he has with the Chiefs? Hello? He didn't start bringing the Chiefs to the Super Bowl until what? 2020, 2021, I think. I could be a little off with these years until just recent. How long did it take him to get the Chiefs to the Super Bowl? Their first one. So that entire conversation is just completely irrelevant. It should not even be a conversation. The man in Philly, he he brought us as far as he could with who he had on the team at the time in those years of football, which was a completely different type of time, different type of players, different. It was different. Football was different back then. I mean, I'm talking like I know it's only about a little over 10 years, but a lot has changed since then. A lot of different talents have changed since then. A lot of plays, a lot of the way things operate has changed since then. You can't compare how Andy was back then prior to 2013 to 2023, 24, or any time after 2020. A lot has happened, especially after COVID. I mean, shit. You can't hate on Andy's success now. He's bringing the Chiefs. He's got an amazing quarterback. As much as I loved McNabb, McNabb was not Pat Mahomes. Mike Vick was not Pat Mahomes. You know, we had some good players. We had Shady McCoy. Shady, man. We had Shady. We had Djax. We know about the Djax drama. Again, I don't want to go that far. I don't even want to bring it up no more. But I'm just saying, chill. Stop like comparing Andy now, as in we're now in 2024. Stop comparing him now to something over 10 years ago. Completely different time. So with that being said, I'm done with that topic. Moving on to And I Told You So. Now, I swear I said this a couple weeks ago. I said, stop bashing Nick. I don't say Nick Foles. Wow. Stop bashing and hating on Nick Sirianni. Focus on the coordinators. I said, keep Nick. Give him options. Give him new coordinators. And see what happens. And guess what? I was right. I told you that's what should have happened. That's exactly what happened. My mouth dropped. Excuse me. My mouth dropped when the news came out and they were talking about what the deal was with Nick. Agree to make these changes, Nick. Give us a pitch of what your ideas are, and we'll see if we can move forward. And that's exactly what they did. I'm like, I can't make this shit up. I said that's what they should do, and they did it. Like, I feel like sometimes one person listens to my podcast and someone is like, oh, he has a good idea. Yeah. It's funny because I watch TV, I listen to the radio, and I hear all these other things, and people they're not touching on certain things, and I'm just like, oh, this is driving me fucking nuts because I feel like there's things that has not been said, things that need to be said, and things that is I don't want to say that they're hiding, but it's like they're just missing information, or not missing information. It's like I want to hear. I want them to say something. I want them to actually be like, oh yeah, there's for example, they said what was that thing I was just about to say? I swear I'm not drunk. I had a thought in my head of an example I wanted to say. Yep, lost it. There's that. Does that ever happen to you? You just want to say something that's in your mind, by the time you actually get to it, you just completely forget what it's going to be. Yeah, that's me. The example. Andy Reid, the whole Andy Reid thing. I know I said I was going to bring this back up. But I'm listening to people talking about this whole Andy Reid subject of why didn't he bring the Eagles to the Super Bowl as much as he did with the Chiefs. Like, I feel like nobody has. I really wanted somebody to say really bad in defense to Andy. Say, well, that was over 10 years ago. a whole different type of football or something like that. I wanted somebody to point out how long ago it was. And it's like nobody was saying it. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, why are we bringing up the past? And then I think finally someone said, I want to say Hugh Douglas, possibly talking about something like, why are you bringing up something irrelevant to now? I think that was the conversation. It was driving me nuts though. But it's like, the whole Nick Sirianni thing, yeah, keep the dude. Keep him. If he's not the one that's running, but he's doing other things that we don't know about, obviously what he's doing is working. And obviously the other things that wasn't working is what's getting taken care of now, which is great. So with that being said, hallelujah. Brian Johnson is gone. Sean Desai is gone. Matt Patricia said, peace out. I'm moving on. I like the idea. I like it. Man, I wrote down my notes here, and it's all over the place. I didn't even realize it. I'm like looking at my notes here. I'm like, do I want to get into this next thing? You know what? Yeah, I'm going to. I wanted to come back to the whole coach thing in a little bit. I did want to talk about Kelsey's Taylor Swift thing. People are saying that they're all being shown too much. No, I said my part on Fox asked me to say something on Fantastic Sports Show, and I did. They didn't show me. Most of the time they do. Sometimes they don't. What I was saying is, yeah. What was the question? The Kelseys. Who's being overexposed? Too overexposed? The Kelseys or Taylor? And my answer was like, I like seeing the Kelseys. They're football. It makes more sense. Show the Kelseys, show what they do. They have their podcast. They do commercials. They're fun. they're a fun. They're just fun to watch. They're brothers. Two greatest of all time in their position, just about. And it just makes sense to see them. For football. We see Jason doing dumbass shit during Travis's game. Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that one. Jason Kelsey taking his shirt off and doing all that at the Bills game. The Bills and Chiefs, the divisional round. Yeah, that was fun. I'm like, now that's Jason Kelsey right there. Doing things like that. It's like the Kelseys are fun. They're football. They're football. Yes, let's see them. They're just great. They're great to see. Taylor Swift, man, let me tell you, I get it. She's dating Travis. I don't hate Taylor Swift. That's the first thing I want to say. I don't hate her. She has good music. I'm not a Swiftie. That's not my music of choice. It's just every time I feel like Travis got the ball, they showed Taylor. How am I going to say this without offending anybody? The thing is, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want no Swiftie coming after me. I did make a viral. I feel like it went viral. TikTok, I mentioned this earlier, had like over 1,100 views. I had some Swifties coming after me where it was just me watching the game saying, hey, look, it's Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. I over exaggerated, and I basically was saying Taylor Swift was on every second. That was my over exaggeration. But I did that video. I I fed off of what other people were saying, where it was like, "Oh, it's Taylor Swift all the time. It's here again and again and again and again and again." And I said to my son, I'm like, "Watch, they're gonna show her celebrating. Watch, watch." And Donovan's like, "No, they're not." Then they showed her, and he's like, "Oh, you're right." I'm like, "Yeah," but it's not me hating on her. It's just like I want to watch football. I don't mind seeing her once in a while. Um, but I felt like every time Travis did something, they showed her expression. It's like, let the woman live. I guess that's actually me defending Taylor, because it's like, let her live, let her enjoy it without the camera being on her face. I get it. I get it. You know, she is a draw. She is money, especially going to the Super Bowl now. It's like, oh, Taylor Swift is definitely going to be at the Super Bowl. Um, but I'm defending everybody here besides the NFL. NFL, okay, she's there. Stop showing her. Stop showing her all the time. You could show her. Don't mind it. Don't care. It's just, being consistent with it. Let the woman live. Let her have her fun. Um, moving on. Let's swiftly get into something else here. Retirements. I think I'm hearing Fletch is gonna be kind of retiring. I don't like saying rumors, but that's kind of what people are feeling out, is that Fletch is gone. Um, Still saying that Kelsey wants to be part of the team still, no matter what. No matter what the situation is, whether he's still playing or he's still working with the team, he does not want to leave the Eagles. He was saying something in a recent interview about the whole, like, he was saying we he looks forward to next season, no matter what he's doing with the team. So that's something to look forward to. It's like, oh, so he wants to be involved no matter what, which is great. Which is great. No matter what his decision is, he's going to be involved with the Eagles. So that's a good thing. Breaking news: set to hire Ravens defensive coordinator Mike McDonald as head coach. Yep, 6-year contract per Tom Pelissero. I think I heard that earlier. Yes, I am watching NFL Network. They're replaying the 49ers and Chiefs Super Bowl. Go figure. Yeah, so those are what we're looking at retirements there. Jason Kelsey, he should be coming back as an Eagle in some way. I also wanted to talk about, like, a little bit of AJ Brown. I'm going to be defending him again. Man, people are just picking on him. So he currently just said that the reason he took stuff off his social media, um, and he hasn't said anything again, is to stay away from the negativity, and then people are still ripping on him. I mean, I get it. When you take stuff off of your social media, it does raise questions where it's like, oh, like, he got rid of his Eagle stuff, and it obviously, if you delete something that's on your social media page that you're heavily involved in, it could mean a few things. It could just mean that it could mean that you no longer want to be part. A lot of athletes have done that. It could also mean that they don't want to be involved in social media. It could also mean nothing. You don't know what goes on through someone's head. AJ says that he wanted to stay away from the negativity. Like, all right, I like it. That's actually what I thought it was. I said that a few weeks ago, didn't I? Again, I told you so. Again, it's like that's something I said. I'm like, he probably just wants to stay away from it. Like I said it like one of my first shows. I said that this man just wants to stay away from the negative stuff, and he just doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to be around it. And that's exactly what he said. I swear they listen to me. it's it's funny. It's funny. Um, Gotta be more positive though. Like I see a lot of, or not see it, but I hear a lot of negativity where like no matter like if one of these Eagle players or any Philadelphia player at all farts the wrong way, it's like someone looks at it in a negative light, says something negative about why they did it like that. Like it doesn't have to be negative all the time. Got to be positive, man. Like I caught on to some listening to radio again today. Like listening to them saying, "Oh, talking about the 76ers." Don't ask me nothing about basketball because I don't watch it. But I caught on to where they were saying something about the team going the wrong way or going down. But I'm like, man, just a few weeks ago, you were saying that this team was. Everybody was saying this team was like amazing and doing this and that, and here we are, like a month later, you're saying the complete opposite, being negative. Remember that term, negadelphia, or negadelphia, or negative delphia? I don't remember what the term was, but I feel like we're visiting that again. I'm not trying to be negative. I feel like I'm sticking up for these guys. I'm really just sticking up for them. The only thing I'm not sticking up for is what the Eagles need to do. What the Eagles need to do, in this offseason and fix what the issues were. If it was in the locker room, fix them. These coordinators, obviously, it was a problem. Now, big news, as I see we're about an hour into this now. New defensive coordinator. Eagles have finally chosen somebody, which is not man. Who was it that was like, oh, we should get that guy. Yeah, I forgot who it was. I mean, he's relevant. Well, I'm yawning. I'm yawning. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm tired, man. Yeah, Eagles finally got their new defensive coordinator after a few interviews with some coordinators or with some prospects. They hired Vic Fangio. Now, most of the prospects that they interviewed for coordinator positions, I don't know too much about, but I had to read on this guy a little bit. One of the things that actually caught my attention was that he's from Pennsylvania. He went to East Stroudsburg for college. And who was he with previously? He was with a few different teams here. He began with the New Orleans with the Saints as a team's linebacker coach early in his career, all the way to '94. He joined the Carolina Panthers in '95 when the Panthers first showed up as the Panthers, as he was actually the DC until '98. It actually helped them get into the NFC Championship game in just their second season. Then he was the defensive coach for the Colts from '99 to 2001. Then he was with the Texans. Yeah, he was with the Texans. He was with the Ravens. Um, I think he was also with the Niners too. Yeah, he was with the Niners. Da, 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 da. Yeah, he has a lot of defensive coordinator um, experience, a lot of it. But most importantly, he was a consultant for the Eagles in just about 2 years ago. Um, and then last season, or this past season, he was the DC for the Dolphins, and we know how the Dolphins were the majority of the season. Not bad though. So with him and his experience, long term experience, um, I'm really looking forward to what he can do with this defense. He has the experience. He has a success. Um, what this defense needed, our defense needed, is someone experienced, not somebody new. Definitely needed a veteran defensive coordinator to step in and steer him the right way. Because this past season was just horrible. We didn't want that. This past season was the worst defense I've seen in a long time with this team. Well, I was not a fan of it. It's crazy because I'm not surprised of the last seven. What was it, 7 games where we finished the last 7 games 1-6. Let's drink to that. 1-6. Now, horrible. We lost to teams that we shouldn't have lost to. Losing to the Giants that last game, losing to the Cardinals. Those man. Yeah. So that's that. That's that. And also, all right. So this is new to me. I don't know how or where I missed this one. I heard a little bit about this, but no one's really talking about it. I don't know why. So, Kellen Moore as our new offensive coordinator. I mean, according to his Wikipedia, if I'm looking at the right one, it doesn't show or say anything about him being in Philly right now. But it's reported everywhere else. A couple days ago, Kellen Moore, um, from the Cowboys, offensive coordinator from the Cowboys, is signing over to the Philadelphia Eagles, um, which is pretty good. Um, Let me see. I'm reading something right now. The Eagles submitted a request to the Chargers for a chance to speak with Moore because I think um, I want to say because this is where Wikipedia says that he's with the Chargers currently. So I think he moved on from the Cowboys with the Chargers, and everything is not set in stone yet or something. I don't know what. I literally just caught this, and I saw that the Eagles were talking to him and through the Chargers, and they came up with a deal. So, yeah. I mean, this is off of the Dallas. Unfortunately, I was on the. This makes me want to puke. That was on the Dallas Cowboys website is that I found this news on, but the Cowboys website reported this that the Eagles um got Kellen Moore. I don't know much about Kellen Moore. I really don't, except for what he has done previously in this past year with the Cowboys. We know the positive stuff that he. God, I don't want to say it. I don't. Oh, I don't want to say it. It's almost as bad as saying, "Oh, the 49ers are great." But I mean, we saw the positive things. I'm rolling my eyes. We saw the positive things that came out of the Cowboys offense with Dak and them. Sorry, I just don't want to say names. Um, they let some good comebacks, and I think that it's better than what we had. I think that's a good change. He showed some success. They won their division because of their offense. So I think that could be something positive that could come out of this. I mean, we don't know. We still have a good offense. I don't know what to say about Kellen Moore. I couldn't. I was trying to look up some stuff, and I couldn't find anything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you can find something, great. Um, I don't know. All right. Well, that's all I have for today. I'm not going to drag this on. I believe I've gotten about an hour into this show pretty good. It's a little different because I don't have anyone to talk with. Again, if you're interested in being part of the show, help me out a little bit. Be live. You could be on either audio or you could be on video, whatever you want to do. Or if you want to chat in the live chat, or even after the show, if you want to add a comment, I'll probably read it on the next show. Give me something. Go to YouTube at the Fans Nest with a PH. You would also send email, send comments, whatever. The Fans Nest at gmail.com. I would love to have some sort of conversation with somebody. Go back to back and forth here. Would be nice. Would be great. Would be excellent. Let me know what you think of the show. I mean, I want to get some feedback. I want to hear somebody say something to me, so I know what your thoughts are on the show. Hey, buy some merch too. I don't got that much. I got this shirt right here, the Fans Nest shirt with the logo on it. That's on. The link is actually on. Well, anywhere you see the Fans Nest, it's on Etsy. I think it's okay. I don't remember the exact website name, but wherever you find the my podcast, you can find the Etsy link. Order a Fans Nest shirt, or you could. There's an Eagles hoodie I have up there, which looks dope. I made it myself. Order one of those. Support your boy. So, yep. That's all I got for today. I said that already. You can watch and listen to this show anywhere you listen to your podcast. You can watch it on YouTube, Fans Nest, or at the at the Fans Nest. Like I say, you enjoy the conversation in the comments before or after the show on YouTube. Like I said, co-host search, send me an email, thefansnest at gmail.com. If you want to be a guest on the show, we could chat it up on the show. And yeah, I'm going to have some future show segments. And until next week, I almost said next year. Wow. Until next week, I'll have more beer, more subjects, more stuff going on. We got no games. I think there was something else I wanted to mention about what else is coming up next week, but more drama. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more drama. So yeah, I will see y'all next week. Cheers.